it's Darby from rejoiceandcreate.com. Well, this is the last project that I had created for Christmas and didn't get out in time, but I didn't want to wait, so I redid it into a different holiday. And of course, what I redid them into was Valentine's Day. But let me show you the original one. This is a frozen Frappe packet pouch. And it's just a nice little pouch. You could do hot cocoa in there as well. But I found these frozen Frappe mixes at Walmart. And they are the frozen bean mixes. They're about $1.25 each, so they're pretty economical. And they have the unicorn frappe, which probably tastes sugary and sweet. My daughter really likes them. And they also had the frozen hot chocolate around Christmas time, but they also have mocha java and salted caramel normally year-round. But I'll try to find a link if you want to use these and you can't find them. But this packet is 5 inches wide by 6 1/4 inches tall. So if you don't want to use one of these, you can use some of the cappuccino mixes or the iced coffee mixes, and just tuck 2 or 3 of them in there across the width of the pouch. So for my Christmas one, in case anybody wants to get an early start on next year, I used some blue cardstock. I used actually some leftover coffee break paper from Stampin' Up. I used a circle to span my little pouch, the gap in my pouch, as well as a silver snowflake doily and a Eat, Drink, and Be Merry sentiment. Now I also tied a ribbon around the front, and that holds the packet of the drink mix together with the top part of the pouch. And I tucked in one of these snowflake stirrers. Because this is a blended drink, you just mix it in the blender with either water or milk and ice. You don't need a stirrer, but it looks cute when you tuck it into the cup when you're done. It goes pretty quickly, and it makes a really cute gift for a coworker or a friend. And it doesn't have to be Christmas. As I said, I went ahead and created a Valentine's Day version, and I actually used the same paper. Now, this is non-traditional Valentine colors, but it would make a really nice masculine color, or perhaps a teen Valentine that doesn't perhaps like the pinky reds. So this one I created also with a coffee break paper from Stampin' Up. And I used the I Will Be Yours little heart from a retired stamp set by Stampin' Up that's called Gift Givers. I still see a few on eBay if you're interested in, or perhaps you still have it in your own stash. Alright, so let me get these out of the way and I'll show you what we need. For the pocket itself, you'll need a piece of cardstock that is 12 inches long by 6 inches wide. You get 2 from a 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. For the mats on the front, top and bottom, you'll need pattern paper that is 4 3/4 inches wide, and for the top it's 1 1/4 inch tall, and for the bottom pocket it is 3 1/4 inch tall. So that would be 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 and 4 3/4 by 1 1/4. All right, let me get the scoreboard up and we will get scoring. All right, so put the 6 inch side up first, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch on each side. And I find it easiest to do 1/2 inch, just flip it around and do 1/2 inch on the other side. Swing it around for the 12 inch side up, and then we're going to score it at 3 1/2 inches, 4 inches, and 10 1/2 inches. All right, so go ahead and fold and burnish your score lines. Okay, now because I want a powder pink heart to go in my sentiment layers, I want that powder pink one to actually be the sentiment layer. You can use Whisper White as well, or you can use whatever color matches yours, but because I have powder pink hearts, I use the powder pink. I'm using all my stuff up, that I'm going to go ahead and use that for the middle layer as well. And what I'm going to do is actually just punch it right out of the center of the front of my pouch pocket, because I'm covering it with the patterned paper and no one's going to see it, and that prevents me from having to cut into another piece of cardstock. So let me go ahead and I'm going to cut that right out of the center of this one, and I'll be right back. Okay, so as I said, I just cut that right out of the center part of my front part of the bottom pocket. And I'm going to be putting on my mat anyway, so no one's going to notice that it's gone, and it prevents me from having to get another piece of cardstock out. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our pocket together, and it goes very quickly. The front bottom part of the pouch is the 3.5 inch wide one. So what we're going to do is on the sides, for those 1/2 inch glue tabs, we're just going to cut up and notch those little tabs in the middle. So go ahead and cut up and notch. Okay, so let's go ahead and put our paper on. And remember that this pocket is going to go this way. So let's go ahead and put that front one on first. And I'll go ahead and put adhesive all the way around the outside of it, because I have a hole in the middle from my heart. But right on this inside, I'm just going to put a couple of strips right on either side of it just to hold it together a bit. Alright, so let's go put our top on too, because this will fold around and this will fold down. So our top wants to go up right that way. And we'll just put some adhesive on. Use what you have and what you can find. This is my year to clean out and reduce and reuse and do all that good things. Okay, so you can see, nobody's going to see the inside of the pocket, but I used that piece of cardstock. Alright, so what I'm going to do is on the back of the tabs from the front part of it, I'm going to adhere some sticky adhesive. And just a little titch on the inside or on the back side of those little tabs too, just to hold them together. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand it up, and so I know it's going to be flat, and I'll move one side in and stick those up just so I know it's up and down. And then I'll hold that front pocket up and I'll adhere it right to the side pockets. Okay, let me just go ahead and press those down. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we only need the tabs on the outside of the top part that's going to fold over. So go ahead and just trim it right across here to that first score line. And I just trimmed it right above the score line just to make it look neater. Okay. And then from this side, I'm just going to angle cut like that on both these sides. And then I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off, and I'll trim the score line off too. Okay, so we have our sentiments ready. Let's go ahead and layer those. Alright, so let's go ahead and put our pouch in, and what I do is I kind of swish the stuff back and forth so it's not all one spot and really thick. So go ahead and tuck that in, and then I'll fold the top down and tuck this into those top tabs like this. So it's all tucked in like that. Isn't that sweet? And then what I did is I just fed a ribbon around that and tied a bow in front, and that kind of holds the top of the pouch to the front of the pouch pocket. And I have some of the rich raspberry left over, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Am I in there? Yep. Just feed it through, and oh, I didn't cut myself enough for a bow, so let me go ahead and tie a knot for now. There we go. Okay. Okay, so one thing I did on the other one is I actually used one of the coffee stirring sticks, and this is one of the wood coffee stirrers. I just got it at the local grocery store, and they're about 5.5 inches long and only about 1/4 of an inch wide. But I used it on this one to make it look like a little arrow through the heart, but you can still pull it out. This drink is actually a blended drink. You make it in the blender, so you're not like really stirring it, but I thought it'd be a really cute thing to have there anyway. And I went ahead and layered it between the two hearts when I attached them. So what I did is I attached this one first, right in the center, to span from the top flap to the bottom flap. And I used glue dots to do that, but you can use whatever adhesive you want to. It was easier for me to go ahead and just get the glue dots on there. And go ahead and line that up, center it side to side, and let me stick that down. And then what I did is I tucked this over and put this up so I know it would be right where I wanted my top of my little arrow. And then I used some miniature of the little dimensions, some mini dimensionals. And I just put that right around. And then just go ahead and center this heart on top of the other one. And you can slide your little stick in and out, but it kind of butts against the side there, so it kind of prevents it from sliding all the way back. And then I just took the scrap of the cardstock I had left over from cutting my largest heart and a very small heart punch. You could use a triangle. If you punched a star, you could use the end of a star as well. But I punched out a couple of hearts to do the back one, to do the bottom of the arrow with, and one heart to do the top of the arrow with, and I just put those on with glue dots. And on this bottom one, I didn't actually glue it to the stick. I glued it to the pouch right where the stick would come out of. And that way it would still give me the bottom to stick into my drink if I wanted to. But it would look like the bottom of the arrow. And the last thing I'm going to do is, because I seem to be on this handle kick lately, is I'm going to use some of this silver tinsel because it matches the silver on the sides of the ribbon. Or you can use twine. And I'm going to thread it through and make a handle. And all I'm doing is pulling it to both sides and tying it at the top. So here's one of my redone Valentine's Day Frappe pockets, and here's the other redone Valentine's Day, and just another look at the Christmas one that I had made before Christmas, which never quite made it out. But you can gift them for any occasion, and you can use any shape or different stamping to go along with your occasion. So I hope you enjoyed this Christmas project redone to Valentine's Day or whatever occasion you want. A frozen Frappe packet pouch. If you like the video, please subscribe and hit the bell notification icon to be notified of new videos as I post them. If you want more information on this project or others I have done, please go to rejoiceandcreate.com. And as always, until we meet again, may your days be blessed. Bye!